There we go. So we'll throw in some garlic, a little peppercorn. Let's get a touch of some salt. We'll get some lemon in there. Sauvignon Blanc. This is crab boil pack, or a seafood boil. What do you have in here? A little mustard seed, little chili flake, little coriander. So we'll let that kind of sit in there. So the boiling water, I've got 6-ounce tails. I'll just give them a quick pop. So these go down. First, we're gonna start with some cornmeal, about 2 cups. Touch of salt, 3/4 of a cup of flour into this, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, touch of some black pepper, give this a little whisk, hit a couple eggs in there, jalapenos, and my red bell pepper ready to drop. So we'll pop those in. I've got my poached lobster tails, so I'll take 2 of them, a little bit of buttermilk, break it all the way down. Leave a little bit of chunk to it. There we go, dump that in. So there you are, pureed lobster, but you talk about massive flavor throughout. We're gonna rough chop these, don't wanna get too small. Remember, we're gonna fry these. I've got that oil going at 350 right now. We drop this right in, a little more buttermilk into this. Let me drop down a run of the Hush Puppies. So let me work on that horseradish cream right now. 1/2 cup of sour cream, heavy cream, black pepper, touch of salt, and now the horseradish. Now this is prepared horseradish, not horseradish cream. Mix that up, and we'll get a few chives in here. This will just build flavor as it sits here. You can put it in the fridge if need be. I've got a little salt to go down on these. A little bit of lemon juice on these Lobster Hush Puppies with a nice little Lobster Hush Puppy dipped into some horseradish cream sauce. So the bone, this is beef bones.
Yes, correct, beef bone.
So we're gonna cook off the beef bones first.
Next, we're gonna put the brisket into the pot. This will cook for about 3 hours.
You'll see like a little bit of a foam coming to the top, and we'll skim that off as it goes to get it as pure, the broth will be as clear as possible.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
While that's being cooked, then we can start roasting the spices.
Little cinnamon.
Okay, cinnamon, star anise, cinnamon.
So we're gonna toast these about 5 minutes, take out the cooked brisket. Now we add the spice in.
Yes.
And how long are we gonna steep that in there?
For about 6 more hours.
Wow.
And then we're gonna put this in
While that's simmering?
Yes.
So we've got the roasted ginger and onions, crystallized rock sugar?
Yes.
And a little bit of salt?
And salt, yep. Now we're ready for the noodle. Then you just pour the noodle in.
So that rice noodle went really fast.
And then you put in the brisket, put in the broth.
Oh.
And you just garnish it with green onion, cilantro, and red onions. And last but not least, the black pepper.
Clam chowder gnocchi.
Yep, it's our little spin on a clam chowder. Hot potatoes. We're gonna cut these in half.
Rice them through this.
Take it right here, pop them right out. No, with this spoon, we push them right through.
I like the method, man.
And at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna season it with freshly ground black pepper, some salt, butter, some extra virgin olive oil. There we go. I'm gonna crack 2 eggs in here, a little chive, and we're gonna mix all this up together.
Okay. All with a bench knife.
That's it. Then we add in our flour. We're just gonna cover the top of it here. So we're gonna cut this baby in half, and we're just gonna keep folding it over top, pressing it and pressing it.
Kind of almost in the biscuit theory.
Exactly. So after we get it all mixed together, we're gonna let it sit for about a half hour. We had a chance to rest, so we pick this off, just dust this a little bit of flour, cut a little edge off like that, and roll it out nice and light. Then we just kind of come to the edge here and cut down. Sprinkle some bench flour over top of it.
So they don't dry out. Scoop them up.
Just toss it up.
All right, so now we're gonna go and make the clam stock.
We're gonna take our clams, little neck clams, by the way. We're gonna take our onions, add them in, carrots, celery, a little bit of garlic, fresh thyme, fresh parsley, bay leaf, whole black peppercorns. We just cover this with water, cover this with foil.
Fire it up, let them go 10 minutes. We'll strain it.
These are the cool clams that we're gonna pick for our clam chowder. So we got applewood smoked bacon here. We're gonna get nice and crisp. Add in our shallot, garlic, get a light toast on this. Add in our clams, clam stock. Gonna drop our gnocchi. So we're gonna add these to our pan. Now a little cream.
Mount it with
We
a
got
little
a little
butter.
bit of butter. Season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper.
Tighten it up.
Now we're ready to plate. Take some of our crispy shallots here. And we finish it with a little celery leaf salad.
Very nice. The the gnocchi. Delicate depth and flavor, and get a little bit of the clam and the creaminess. The creaminess in the gnocchi itself. Wow, this is literally one of the best gnocchi dishes I've ever had.
Oh, awesome, man.
Amazing. Deep dip pepperoni pizza. A layered dip with all your favorite pizza flavors. Little onion's gonna go down. A little veg oil down. Touch of some salt. A little pepper. A little red chili flake. And we'll just give a little garlic. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm gonna take some of this pepperoni and I'm gonna sweat this pepperoni to help it out and give a little olive oil to do that. And what I'll do is let this get nice and crispy, almost like bacon. So it's gonna have that crispy pepperoni thing we love inside of the dip. And the last piece, San Marzano tomatoes. This goes down, we're gonna let it cook. So I cooked this down, rendered down the pepperoni fat, leave this on, get over to a bell pepper, and get a little mince. Okay, there we go. Get a little shallot I wanna work too, just a touch of it. I'm gonna get this third layer of this dip knocked out real quick. A little of these cremini mushrooms, about a half cup or a little extra. All I'm gonna really do is put these in and just kind of let them sweat. So I'll just keep it on some low heat. Tomato sauce. There's some oregano, a touch more salt, a little bit of pepper, a little marjoram, and fresh basil. In. Now, you see how it's starting to tighten up, starting to look like pizza sauce? Into this, a little bit of garlic. And this is gonna be for my cheese mixture that's gonna go on the bottom of this entire dip. A little cream cheese, 1 egg, some salt, pepper, a little bit of that chili flake, some oregano, little ricotta cheese, and about 2/3 of the cup of that. And then Parmesan, you can't beat the saltiness of that. Okay, about 1/3 of the cup in there, okay? Put that down, smear that to the bottom. Now this fast tomato sauce. Next, some cremini mushrooms, some onions, and some red bell pepper. Now look at this, the pepperoni. Now the fresh mozzarella. Just because it's a little bit to the right to the rim, I don't want it to be bubbling over. 350, 15, 20 minutes, we'll let it go. Look at that.
We're gonna butter our cinnamon rolls
Brown sugar, then cinnamon.
and a little salt. Flour.
Okay, flour too. Look at that thing. Now we're marking it off to see what your
5.
cuts are gonna be. So I like this little can in the middle.
That's what they climb on.
So now
You gotta cover it,
it's got proof, and then straight to the oven. Wow. It climbed right up that, huh?
Yes, it did. The maple glaze, powdered sugar,
Right.
maple extract, and milk. Butter. There it is.
Pretty tender, pretty light, lots of cinnamon. I'm gonna make my pulled pork egg rolls. Pork butt's so great to work with because it's got all this fat mixed in with the meat. So I've got 2 pounds here. We're gonna hit it with some vinegar, a little bit of barbecue sauce, half of an onion, half of a red onion, and a little bit of water. And set it on a little low to medium for about 3 hours. Ah, beautiful. Now we're gonna make some of this slaw, some mayonnaise to start it with. We're gonna have a little splash of the cider vinegar, a little sugar. Garlic salt, celery salt, fresh cracked in there. Whisk it together. This is a slaw mix that I bought, but it's also got a little bit of red onion. Now let's go ahead and get started with these wrappers. Grab a little bit of the pulled pork, and now we're putting in some of that slaw, and then just roll it into itself. A little bit of egg wash, it seals nice and tight. Take this egg wash and dredge them around in there and pop them into this oil at about 370. Oh, perfect. All right, so that finishes those up in 3 minutes. That is dynamite.
Spicy garlic wings.
Hot oil, ground ginger, garlic, ground lemongrass, ground onions. And then we stir this for about 40 minutes.
So now it's sauteed down.
Got our chili paste right here.
Okay.
Chili flake. You got the habanero, all of it. Thai chili pepper, peanut butter, hoisin sauce. Then I'm gonna stir it.
How long is this gonna cook down?
Let it cook for an hour until
Okay.
the oil starts boiling. And then let it simmer and get all the flavor for a day or so.
This stays in there for a day?
Yep.
What are we gonna make next?
We got some garlic, salt, pepper, sugar. Make sure we get all the wings in there. Now we add the chili oil saute we just made.
Okay, so let them marinate for a day.
Yes, sir.
And drop it in the fryer. What temperature we're gonna cook at?
350.
350. All right, so the wings are done.
Now we put on the wok.
Okay, so hot oil.
Garlic. We're gonna put some pepper, some wings. Top of that, put a little seasoning, sugar, granulated garlic, and white pepper. And this one, some green onions. And that's it. With some ranch, garnish it with some cilantros.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A little bit of heat, not too much. Good amount of spice to it. Just a little bit of the crispiness on the skin. They're tender, they're juicy. There's a lot of flavor, a lot of depth of flavor. I'm impressed.
My deep dish cast iron skillet pizza. Butter,
Little cornmeal.
little cornmeal. You got Paulie's pomegranate habanero barbecue.
Wow, that's a salt crust, huh?
Yeah, a helping of the pork, onion.
Cheddar and mozz.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, by the way. Flat out ridiculous. More
We're gonna
barbecue
top
sauce?
this with a little layer of barbecue just so that it hits the top of your lip. Little baby chive here.
Do not eat this if you intend to use heavy machinery within the next 8 hours, because you will go to food coma so fast. There's so many things that are going on
Yeah.
here. The biscuit is nice and light and tender. The barbecue sauce, really, to me, is one of the big standouts because it's got nice tang to it. Oh, that right there is what every cinnamon roll wants to be. We're now making croissant dough.
Start with the sourdough starter. Flour, sugar, milk, diastatic malt powder, butter, and water. Add the salt. We're gonna run it for about 5 minutes.
Okay, where are we at?
Caramel sauce. We're gonna start with butter, brown sugar, little water, corn syrup, heavy cream, pinch of salt, vanilla bean paste.
So we're gonna let this cook down. Now let's start the lamination.
This is our croissant dough.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen
We
right
have
now.
some butter. Fold it over. Now we're gonna put it through the sheeter. 81 layers.
81 layers. It's back in the
Cooler for at least an hour.
2 more runs
Yep.
and roll it up on the bin.
We're gonna start with cinnamon, brown sugar, Texas pecans. Roll this into a log. Next up, we have the caramel. Add some more pecans to the bottom and
Okay.
stick them in. We have to proof this now. So now they're out of the oven.
Got it?
Do a flip.
Wow, delicious. So what we're gonna do is we sliced it. We're letting it dry out just a touch. Now, if you want to get a little dredge of some flour working here. So we've got cornstarch and flour with a little bit of club soda. Perfect, just enough. Shake it off. There you go, and drop it.
Oh.
Cheese is looking nice. Look where we are. Just see how strong that cheese is? Starting to melt a little bit right there. Fried cheese, perfect.
Look at that.
Nice and golden. Drop that over, cut that up, and then we made an Italian salsa, kind of thinking about Italian pico de gallo. We'll throw that right on top.
That looks awesome.